It's Gorman in the morning with Fletcher and Ryder. Now, 92 KQRS.
We're going to play you some news drops,
okay.
and then we're going to, I put these together. I'll ask you guys to give me your thoughts on what state these stories emanated from. The answers for each will either be Wisconsin or Texas or Florida.
Copy that.
Sometimes you get one from all three. Sometimes you get three from one. You don't have to have all three states represented.
Copy.
But your answer is no more than Wisconsin or Texas or Florida. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right. Fair enough. Now, with that in mind, after we hear these, then we'll open it up to some listeners because, of course, there are tickets to give away. But let's kick this one off. And I'm just going to say, sometimes it's really important not to overthink these things. Sometimes you got to overthink these things.
Yeah.
You never know where the double cross is coming in. So let's just start with
the secret sauce of this game.
Let's start with an interesting fella who decided that the people working at a Wendy's drive-thru window needed some assistance that night.
24-year-old man, this man right here, accused of throwing an alligator through a drive-thru window. Our Jared Worksma spoke exclusively to his family tonight. And Jared, what are they telling you?
Well, Josh James' parents are telling us that he is an outdoorsman and that Steve Irwin, the crocodile hunter, was his idol. But above all, they say he is a prankster who meant no harm. Yep. Sure. Fish and Wildlife says that James grabbed a roughly 3.5-foot alligator on the side of the road, picked it up, got it in his truck, brought it to this Wendy's behind us, and just hurled it through that drive-through window.
Just a stupid prank that he did that's now turning into this.
And you definitely believe this was a prank?
Oh, 100%, because he's a prankster. He does stuff like this because he thinks it's funny.
Ed and Linda James say their son Josh is harmless, but he's sitting in jail facing serious charges.
The charge against him is assault with a deadly weapon intent to do less than murder.
Yeah.
I don't even get that. I don't know how that... I don't get it.
All right, back out live now at this Wendy's. Once again, for those of you who are wondering about that alligator, Fish and Wildlife says that it was safely released back into the wild. As soon as we have more information, we will be sure to pass it along. But for now, we're live in. I'm Jared Worksma, WPTV News Channel 5.
Man, if I did something this stupid, my dad is not going onto the news to defend me.
Not
She's
a chance.
A prankster. That's not happening.
Yeah. Not a chance.
Oh,
my whole school career would have been so much better if somebody would have just said, "Hey, he's just a prankster."
Man.
Holy, so I'm actually in tears. That is one of the greatest stories I've ever heard.
I can't even begin to imagine what Don and Imelda Gorman would have said if news had come knocking on their door. I have a sense that I would have been cooling my heels in jail for a while because when one of my older brothers was arrested when I was a kid and was taken out of the house, my dad said, "All right, see you tomorrow."
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm not going to bail you out tonight. I'll see you tomorrow. Mm-hmm. That was a lesson that only had to be taught once.
That's the way it goes, man. Put yourself
exactly
in that spot,
right.
you sit in the clink overnight.
All right, so there's your first story. Now let's move on. Let's move on to bagpipes. You love them or you hate them.
Okay.
Some people, it's a blessing and a curse when you know someone who plays the bagpipes. Check this bizarre one out.
Okay.
Also new tonight, a bagpipe blow-up after a man says a woman got mad at him for playing his music.
Now she's accused of assaulting the man's wife. ABC 13's Luke Jones is live with the story you'll see only on 13.
Quite the dust-up here along this bike trail Memorial Day. A man playing his bagpipes when he says a 76-year-old woman angrily confronts him. It's a cherished instrument in Scott Gibbs' native Scotland.
Mm-hmm. Just love the sound of the pipe.
Except perhaps this one. Monday, the 76-year-old Eunice Isger had a bone to pick with Gibbs' bagpipe playing.
She said I had no right to play here. She was very aggressive, yelling and screaming.
Video shot by Gibbs' wife shows the woman standing inches from Gibb, phone out, and trained on him as he continues to play.
Literally stuck it right in my face, blinding my eyes.
But when she notices Gibbs' wife is also recording, he says Isger tries to stop it.
She basically swiped at my wife's face.
Charging documents say Isger struck the victim's arm, and at one point, according to the constable's office, tripped and fell while reaching for the victim's backpack. Gibbs says she actually confronted him about his bagpipe playing weeks prior to this confrontation. That one, he says, purely verbal, no physical altercation there. And he says he never called police. Live Luke Jones, ABC 13, Eyewitness News.
All right, if it's not one particular AC/DC song, I don't want to hear the bagpipes at all. So maybe like me and Eunice, I think her name was, might be on the same page here.
Yeah, Eunice is one hell of a
solo
name.
piper on a bike trail. I mean, if it's astonishing how far the bagpipes will carry. Mm-hmm. Those things are loud, man.
I just love where we've gotten as a society, though. It's just phones in each other's faces, like just as non-confrontational, passive-aggressive as we can possibly get.
And who moves from Scotland to Wisconsin, Texas, or Florida? Like, how are those your go-to spots?
That was a legit accent there too. So, God, that's a tough one.
Right.
So we got one more here. You've probably seen stuff in the news lately. A lot of Teslas coming under attack. A lot of people aren't fans of Elon Musk, and so they take it out on private citizens' own cars.
Right.
I don't understand the logic of that one myself. But this particular owner had a little damage done to his Tesla, and he took an unusual response.
In a case of that Tesla that was keyed at a airport parking garage, the owner has now filed a lawsuit against the man he believes is responsible, and he's asking for $1 million in damages.
By now, you've surely seen the video. Our Robbie Owens today sitting down with his based attorney to ask what's really running up the tab.
Tesla vehicles are indeed pricey, but they're not selling for $1 million. So yes, the owner of that keyed Model X wants his vehicle repaired, but he admits to also wanting to send a message with that lawsuit.
He happens to believe that Tesla, his Model X, is one of the best cars he's ever owned, and he enjoys driving it.
On March 16th, the Tesla owner returned to airport to find that his Model X had been keyed. A deep scratch now ran down the entire side panel, but someone is always watching, and in this case, it was the car. Tesla's onboard security cameras captured a man with a key fob in his hand, appearing to vandalize the vehicle. The Tesla owner shared the video on social media, hoping to identify the man. Over the weekend, airport police arrested Rafael Hernandez and charged him with criminal mischief in the case. And Robbie Owens, CBS News.
Man, that's some passive-aggressive stuff.
I'm going to sue you for $1 million.
Attacking a Tesla is just not smart. Sentry mode, man. They have 9 cameras on a Tesla.
Yeah, that was a little creepy.
Yeah, well,
to hear that it was the Tesla itself that caught this dude.
Well, the cameras are motion activated too, so you mess with a Tesla, you're taking a risk.
I just like that the guy's like, this is the greatest car I've ever owned, and you need to give me $1 million now.
Well, and he enjoys driving it. Did you hear that? He enjoys driving it.
He certainly does. So those 3 stories all happened in one of 3 places: Wisconsin, Texas, or Florida. WTF. And apparently Wendy from Eden Prairie has joined us on the horn because she's got all the answers to all the questions. Wendy, good morning.
Good morning.
All right, we're going to recap, Wendy, the stories here. The first one, the prankster dude decided to help some Wendy's employees out by throwing a live alligator through their drive-through window. Ryder, do you have a thought on where that took place?
You know, when you hear, hoof steps, think horses, not zebras, so I'm going to go with Florida.
Okay, going with Florida. Fletcher?
When I hear an assault with a deadly weapon being in the form of an alligator, I think Florida.
So you guys know there's alligators all over Texas. However.
Oh, damn.
Wendy, what's the answer?
Florida.
No, it is Florida. Okay.
There we go.
A 3.5-foot alligator on the side of the road. It's got to be Florida.
Yeah, that's right. I know. I was trying to, but hey, they got them in Texas too. But not that many.
And you're right. It could
not
be
that many.
It could be Texas, but I'm saying when I think of Florida. Yeah.
No, very well done. All right, now next up, the bagpiper his wife was attacked by an elderly woman who we didn't hear this part. Her husband's a judge actually, so the judge's wife was the one getting in the bagpiper's face. Where do you think this lonely piper was, Ryder?
I'm saying if you're moving to the continental United States from Scotland, you want to be in the Midwest. We are the best place to be. I'm going with Wisconsin.
Fletcher?
Also, she seems passive-aggressive, this lady.
Does. That's very true.
Yes. The passive-aggressive is what caught my attention. Constable's office threw me off a little bit, but I'm going to say Wisconsin.
All right, Wendy, lay it on us.
Texas.
Damn straight. The Lone Star
Constable's
State,
office.
baby.
I should have stuck with Constable's office.
Yeah, you were
feels Texas.
You were feeling good about there. All right, last one. Tesla gets his car keyed, I should say, and sues not only for damages but for $1 million cash. What state do we think that happened in, Ryder?
Okay, I think that this one is Steve trying to throw us off the trail. Not a typical Florida story, but I'm going to say it was someplace classy like Miami or some kind of garbage like that. So I'm going with Florida.
I love how classy and garbage are synonyms in Ryder's world.
Right, absolutely. And I'm going to go for the complete FTW. I think you did it all backwards. I think we got Wisconsin at the end.
All right, Wendy, lay it on us.
Texas again.
Also Texas. Wendy, very well done.
Nice work, Wendy. Can't wait to see you on the boat.
FTT, and that spells tickets for Wendy.
Yes.
Karaoke Cruise, June 20th. It's going to be great, Wendy. Congratulations.
Thank you.
92 KQRS.
Oh, Wisconsin, Texas, Florida, and we're going to hear a few news stories. Ryder's going to play 3 clips, and then Paul, you and I will think about them and try to see if we can determine which state each story lines up with, and then we'll let someone call in. And if anybody gets all 3, they got Sex Pistols tickets.
They have to guess them though, right? Or are they relying on us?
No. They will guess on their own.
Okay.
We will all go through this together. But the Sex Pistols featuring Frank Carter. The show is October 7th at the Fillmore, Minneapolis, and we're going to be giving those tickets away. So, Ryder, are we ready to roll with some news clips?
We are ready to roll, and I just want to say, since this is the first time doing this on Gorman in the Morning, there is 1 Wisconsin, 1 Texas, and 1 Florida story. Okay. Just to put that out there for everybody. So when you think you know them,
all right,
651-989-ROCK.
So, yeah, that's right. Hit the number, 651-989-ROCK, if you think you have all 3 figured out. We'll keep our opinions to ourselves for now. Now we're just processing and mulling and contemplating.
God, I need my pen.
All right, Here we go. First one.
The porta potty spill here on I shut down the freeway for a time, damaging 4 cars enough they had to be towed. Video shows the flatbed truck drive past the porta potties, sliding upright onto the westbound lanes Tuesday morning.
We've got a truck that's losing porta johns. I see a porta potty flying back at me, and I try my best to swerve out the way, but it hits my driver's side. It causes me to pull over.
Alex Hilario says it happened so fast his mind was racing.
I was so shook. I was beyond shook. I was like, is that a porta potty? I'm like, where did it even come from? Did they just set it there? Because it was just standing. It was standing, but like rolling. So I was like, there's no way this is just possible. There's no way this makes sense.
Vern Hicks gave me pretty much the same reaction.
All of a sudden, out of nowhere, there was what I didn't know what it was at first until I hit it, and I'm like, oh my God, I think I just hit a porta john in the middle of
Over the next few minutes, cars and trucks hit nearly all of the porta potties.
Of course
one
they did.
Leaving only fluttering toilet paper behind. In County, Nick Bohr.
I was so shook. I was beyond
It's a good thing there aren't urinal mints in a porta potty, because that could go right through your windshield.
Certainly
badly.
My takeaway is that Beyond Shook is a good name for a band.
I was so shook. I was beyond shook.
That's my boy.
All right. That's number 1.
Digest
Okay.
that one. Here is the second story. Maybe. Oh, give me one. Just got to do some button pushing things here.
Do you need us to tap dance for a second?
Yeah, just one.
How's it feel?
It's warm.
It's warm.
Rub-a-dub-dub. This is definitely not the place to bathe in the tub. This new video shows an employee taking a bath in the kitchen sink of a Wendy's in Ugh. Another employee recorded the man as he dipped himself into the sink filled with bubbles. Wendy's says they fired that worker.
I would hope
Good
so.
thing. Yeah. So taking a bath in the middle of your shift at a Wendy's,
that's why the chili tastes like that.
Yeah.
It's not the cumin.
No, rub-a-dub-dub.
That's messed up. No.
All right. And in Wisconsin, Texas, or Florida, here is your final story.
Okay, so talk about a nightmare in real life. Oh my goodness. This woman is recovering after she was attacked by a snake and a hawk at the same time.
Peggy Jones was out mowing her lawn when all of a sudden a snake fell from the sky and landed on her. Apparently a hawk was hunting nearby and dropped the snake as it flew over, so the snake, disoriented and confused, started attacking her. Then the hawk, my goodness, came back to get its meal, and it also started attacking her. What the heck? Peggy says the entire ordeal is giving her a new appreciation for the small things. I would think so.
in the blink of an eye and the snap of a finger, your life can change. And you don't know if it's going to be a hawk and a snake or a car wreck or whatever. I just love everybody and everything more. Even when I eat a piece of chocolate, it tastes so much better now, than it did.
I love her.
The simple joys. Thankfully, Peggy is expected to be just fine.
A hawk and a snake at the same darn time.
A snock?
Oh my goodness!
Knock.
I was on a golf course once, and a large bird of prey flew overhead and dropped a snake from its talons. And I watched it happen. And I have a snake thing, by the way, Paul. Not a fan of snakes.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
And watching a large snake fall from a hawk's grasp, to within about 20 feet of where I was standing, kind of a challenging moment in my life.
Did you make one of those high-pitched sounds like one of those deals?
Yeah. Okay, so we got a porta potty spill. The flatbed's hitting it. We got an employee taking a bath at Wendy's, and we've got a woman being attacked simultaneously by a snake and a hawk. If you think you know the answers, 651-989-ROCK. Give us a ring. It's Wisconsin, Texas, Florida. WTF. We heard our 3 stories. Okay, we got a porta potty spill. We got an employee taking a bath in a Wendy's, and we got a snake and hawk attack. So let's just line them up. Paul, give me your votes. Okay, porta potty. Where did it happen?
Wisconsin.
All right. Employee taking a bath in Wendy's.
Florida.
And attacked by a snake and a hawk?
Texas.
Okay, I'm with you on Wendy's happening in Florida, but I have the porta potty in Texas. I have the snake and hawk attack in Wisconsin. That's how I'm hearing it. But apparently Pat from Coon Rapids is on the horn, and she's got has the answers we're looking for. Pat, good morning.
Good morning.
All right, Pat, lay it on us. Where, in your opinion, did the porta potty spill take place?
In Wisconsin.
That was in Wisconsin.
Not
okay.
Not a kid.
Very well. How about the employee taking a bath in Wendy's?
That's in Florida.
Oh, all right. And that means the snake/hawk attack
was it Texas?
Texas.
Yeah.
And Ryder's giving me the, hey, Pat's going 3 for 3. Pat and Paul, the P&P brothers. Coming in.
It's a W for Fletcher, and it's a W and some Sex Pistols tickets for Pat.
Wow, Pat, Sex Pistols tickets for the fall. Congratulations, sir.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
I can imagine a few things would be more fun than going to a Sex Pistols show. Bring the
mohawk.
Nothing
like old guys like me all pissed off and angry. And
that's right.
Laying it on you.
Get the mohawk, put a safety pin through your cheek, and rock out, brother. It's going to be great.
And you know what, Pat? You know what? What's better than Sex Pistols tickets? Free Sex Pistols tickets, baby.
Yeah.
There you go.
Now you're talking. Right on. Thanks for the call, and very well played.
Nice work. First one out.
Gorman in the morning. Coming right back. 92 KQRS. Streaming from 92KQRS.com. Gorman in the morning is back. 92 KQRS.
That's how that goes. Hey, it's time to play a game. A little something we call WTF, Wisconsin, Texas, Florida. We've got Stevie Nicks tickets on the table to give away. So here's how this is going to work. Paul Fletcher is going to share some stories with us that he's dug up. Stories from Wisconsin, from Texas, from Florida, and then we have to guess which state is responsible for this possible malfeasance, if you will.
Correct. And to specify, there is one from each.
Okay, very good to know.
It's not, you don't have to, that I was explaining. I'm still learning this. It's still a pretty new game to me.
Yeah.
But as you guys told me, you don't have to have them be one from each, but ideally that's the case. And so I did find one from each.
All right, so we're going to listen to these. Ryder and I will then try to determine if we know where these are from, but then we're going to ask somebody else to play for tickets. But for right now, just listen. We're not looking for solutions yet. We're going to take them all in one at a time.
All right, the first one, 2 guys got picked up after burglarizing some homes and decided a vehicle with a makeshift cardboard license plate was the best getaway car. Here's what it goes.
We're out with a vehicle right now. We have both of them at gunpoint.
Deputies catching up to 2 burglary suspects the sheriff's office says stole thousands of dollars in jewelry and a gun from 3 homes. Investigators saying a 4th home on South Trail Chad Dulett and Anthony Sosa were not able to break into, reported them getting away in a Dodge Ram with cardboard where the license plate should be.
I couldn't make out the tag. Maroon pickup listed. Looks like it's got a cardboard tag.
It's hard to make out from its dash camera video, but the sheriff's office says the cardboard has the words "stolen tag" written across it.
People who commit crimes like these are not the sharpest tools in the shed.
There, you got that right.
Not the sharpest tools in the shed.
The only sharp criminals are the ones you've never heard of.
That's right.
fair.
Always the reminder.
All right, number 2. Some grandparents were approached by assailants in clown masks and with a machete. And they fought them off with a kid's scooter.
I'm sitting there talking to my wife, and next thing I know, when I look up, I see somebody running towards me.
I love
with
this
this
dude.
white clown mask on and a machete. He reached his hand through the window, put it on my throat like this, and like, you know what it is, come on with it, get it up. And I'm looking at him like, dude, you serious? You really trying to rob me with a machete?
And my husband looked at them and looked at me and like, nah, man, I can't believe y'all trying to rob me with a machete. Any weapon is good for me. If I can get you off of me and my husband, that's what I'm gonna do.
All right.
So I used the scooter, broke it in half. Me and my husband held them down and, commenced to beating them until the laws came. It was really scary, but it was, like I said, it was either us or them, and not us. You're not finna steal no money. We ain't got no money.
That's right.
Man, commence to beating them. Young thieves, literally, don't mess with old people. They don't care.
No, they don't.
They're going to bring the whole bag of clubs at you.
Those two are by far my favorite. All right, last but not least, a guy was watching his neighbor's dogs, wanted to prank her, so he got into his panda costume that he purchased and walked around her security cameras. Well, it freaked out another one of his neighbors. Here's how it sounds.
911. And do you have a description of the person?
It's a big teddy bear.
It's a big what? I'm sorry?
Teddy bear. Honest to God.
Somebody dressed as a teddy bear?
Yep.
Okay. We do have officers that are going to be in the area in just a moment.
Sounds good.
I knew that my neighbors had a security camera set up. And I thought, well, I'm going to make the ordinary extraordinary. I'm going to dress up in the panda outfit. So just as I was about to pivot up and walk up my lawn, I turn around and I see at least 3 squad cars with a 4th and a 5th coming. I paid about $125 for this costume. I'm going to get my money's worth.
And he's, by the way, he's in the costume on camera while he's doing the interview.
Very nice. All right.
Gotta get his money's worth.
What's that?
Gotta get his money's worth.
Yeah,
like you said.
I'm going to get my money's worth. By freaking out the neighborhood, apparently.
I like this. Okay, so we got the cardboard license plate getaway, if you will. The scooter commenced to beating on the guy in a clown mask, and then you got the dude in the teddy bear.
Yep.
Wisconsin, Texas, Florida. Where do you think the correct answers are? Paul has provided us with a few stories to mull over. So here's what we're going to do. Ryder and I are going to let you know what we think the answers are, and then we will see if we can get a caller to come in.
We got Michelle locked in. She's got it right. She'll let us know.
Well, fair enough.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
She's on it. I love that.
All right, well, so Michelle, we got at least one smart person in the world. Okay, so to recap the 3 stories, there was the getaway car with the cardboard license plate that said stolen tag.
Yeah.
Ryder, where do you think that went down?
Oh, let's get Michelle here so she'll give us the answers. The license plate with the stolen tag, he said lifted truck, so I feel like that eliminates Wisconsin. I went with Texas. Steve, what do you have?
I went with Florida. I took Florida on that one. Michelle, are you with us?
Yep, I'm here. I think it's Florida, too.
That's correct.
That's it.
It is Florida.
On my dinger.
You got it. Way to go, Michelle.
Boom.
Fly high, Michelle, like the Enough's Enough guys said back in the day. All right, number 2. The grandparents attacked by a dude in a clown mask, and they beat him off with a scooter.
I love
That's
these
pretty
people.
great.
Yeah.
It's just too much craziness. I went with Florida.
You went with Florida.
That's what I did.
I went with the Lone Star State, Texas. Michelle, where are we coming from in this story?
I'm with Texas, too.
Hey, Michelle, you're from Randolph, which is by Northfield, and that means you're really smart. That's correct.
Wow. I'm liking the way this is going so far.
Yeah, well, there's only one left, and there's only one choice left. It sounds like you guys are on the... You're on it.
We can smell a story from Wisconsin a mile. Everybody was too nice in this one. The guy volunteering to watch his neighbors.
Yeah.
All of the cops showing up. That's just too many people for Florida or Texas. 3 cop cars? Come on.
And they also said teddy bear. So it was like, it was pretty thick there,
Go ahead and lay it on us, Michelle. Even though we know, I want to hear you say it.
Wisconsin.
Atta girl.
Michelle, you get to go see Stevie Nicks.
Thank you, guys.
Oh, thank you. Enjoy that, which is a silly thing to say because obviously that will be a very enjoyable show. Right on, Michelle, coming in strong from Randolph.
And thanks for listening, too.
It's Gorman in the Morning with Fletcher and Ryder, 92 KQRS.
Wisconsin, Texas, Florida. WTF.
Oh, yeah.
Is how we prefer to roll with this.
It's Steve's edition this week, so he picked these ones out. Fletcher and I will be guessing. Listen and let us know what the answers are.
So we're going to hear some clips from some news stories. You got to tell us which state did this come from, and we'll just get right to it. Enjoy, please.
Okay.
This morning, a postal worker is facing charges for allegedly being drunk on the job. So this happened in Investigators say 33-year-old Caitlin Dye was reportedly driving while impaired. While making those mail deliveries, an eyewitness says she caught the whole thing on dash camera. Take a look at this video. She says the mail truck was driving on the wrong side of the road and even veered off the road at certain points.
She proceeded to drive in zigzags all the way down the road until she got to the stop sign, where she proceeded to kick a Solo cup out of the side of the mail truck. My son was in the car and she almost hit us.
Police say this happened on Saturday, April 12th. An arrest report also says she told the officer she was invited to a party on her mailing route and drank 2 vodkas, she told them. Dye has since been bonded out of jail on a misdemeanor DUI charge.
Partying with the mailman.
The mail carrier shows up to deliver the mail and then sees a party going on and says, yeah, it's the middle of a shift. Why not?
Working on a Saturday, too, might I note. And I'm the daughter of a retired postal worker. That was probably her 6th day of work. So, you know.
Yeah.
This is a greater offense because you're a federal employee, yeah?
I don't know how that works, man. It's just... all I know is this. I made damn sure to have a job for years where drinking on the job was perfectly acceptable.
Yeah, well done.
I don't know what the hell everyone else was thinking.
In the news story, did they recreate the Solo cup falling out of the vehicle?
I love the sound effect. It's great.
That was interesting.
All right, so there's one. That is either Florida, Wisconsin, or Texas. Texas, Wisconsin, Florida, or Wisconsin, Texas, Florida, whichever order you want to go in. WTF. Let's hear another one. I like this one. You know, the fair's coming up. We'll all be excited about the Minnesota State Fair.
Yeah, buddy.
But, you know, a lot of states have fairs.
New on 12, a vendor working at the State Fairgrounds accused of putting super glue in his coworker's soda is headed to trial.
34-year-old Joseph Ross made that not guilty plea inside this court this morning. In March, the County District Attorney's Office charged Joseph Ross with placing foreign objects in edibles. A criminal complaint says a woman told State Fair Park Police the drinks on her desk had a, quote, strong chemical smell and taste, and after she drank them, she would get sick. The woman told police she set up a camera on her desk and caught her coworker, Joseph Ross, putting something in her drink. According to the criminal complaint, police searched Ross's office and found super glue. This morning, Ross pleaded not guilty. 12 News asked him and his attorney about the plea and the woman's video. The woman got you on camera, though. With Ross waiving his right to a preliminary hearing and pleading not guilty this morning, he is expected to go to trial. In Zoe Henry, 12 News.
I like how she set up the sting.
Yeah, I like that. Getting the camera on her own.
In hockey, Marcus Foligno's a glue guy. That's a guy that keeps the locker room together.
Sure.
It's a good version of a glue guy. I don't think this is the kind of glue guy you want to be.
I wouldn't have put crazy glue in a drink if I didn't love her. All right, we got one more. Now we're going deep down the darkest roads. This is getting a little morbid here. Check this out.
Oh boy.
And we start with developing news tonight. And mortuary worker accused of experiments on corpses finds herself behind bars.
The suspect, Adeline Nanbin-Bowie, faces charges of corpse abuse and tampering with government documents. KXAN's Brianna Hollis went through court records on the case.
According to these court documents, the suspect, who police say worked here at Capitol Mortuary Services, confirmed she used the limbs of corpses to study the effects of embalming fluid with and without formaldehyde. PD's investigation also uncovered she may have forged nearly 130 death certificates. A complaint from a former employee here to the Funeral Services Commission sparked this investigation. He told investigators Bowie fraudulently used his name to complete and amend death certificates and that he was aware she was running, quote, experiments on corpses' limbs. Bowie told police, according to her affidavit, that she guessed she experimented with about 15 bodies. Bowie's attorney says this case is complex and all of the pertinent details aren't yet apparent. According to online court records, Bowie is currently out on bond. Brianna Hollis, KXAN News.
I don't think the case is complex. I think it's pretty simple.
Yeah.
There's a freak at the mortuary.
They let her out, too?
It puts the lotion in the basket.
No kidding.
Or it gets the hose again.
All right, we're gonna discuss which state do we think these are from.
Man.
But
I'm so baffled right now.
this is a pretty good little list right here. But
solid work.
But let's see if we can find somebody who can do the heavy lifting for us. 651-989-ROCK. We've got a man who knows of what he speaks. Tom from Roseville. Tom, good morning, sir.
Good morning, gang.
All right, Tom.
Good
So
morning.
I'm gonna set these clips up again, and then we'll see what Ryder thinks. We'll see what Paul thinks, and then we'll have you give us the correct answers. Okay, the first story we played, it was about the postal worker who was arrested on DUI charges. She was delivering mail on a Saturday, showed up at a house where a party was in full swing. They invited her in, and she said, sure, I'll have a few.
Yeah.
And then drove off, weaving drunkenly afterwards. Ryder, where do you imagine this happened?
This seems like a very hospitable place, real friendly. I like that. I'm going to say Wisconsin for this one.
Okay. Fletcher, what are your thoughts?
This seems a little wackadoo to me, and it could only happen in Florida.
Tom from Roseville, what's the answer?
Paula is correct. It's the Sunshine State of Florida.
Damn straight.
There you go. All right.
Wow, I totally guessed on that.
No, that's perfect. All right, the second story. A worker at the state fairgrounds was caught on video putting super glue in his coworker's pop, his soda, her Coke. What do you think, Ryder?
All right. I am going to go with Texas on this one. It just seems too crafty to be Florida. The coworker setting up the camera and all that kind of stuff.
Too crafty for Florida.
Yes.
Fletcher?
Texas has a very world-renowned state fair.
They certainly do.
It is, it's above behavior like this. So I'm going to say Wisconsin.
Wow. All right, lay it on us, Tom.
Paul's on a hot streak. We're going with Paul all the way for the win.
There you go. That's right. Was that old Scotty over there,
buddy,
dipping the super glue into a coworker's Coke. All right, so finally, the police arrest a mortuary worker for experimenting on corpses. We're just gonna let the we know the answer
Florida
now
on this one just because it was the king of all weirdness.
That's right.
Let me down, Florida.
Not
Texas,
to be the case.
Texas has a thing with corpses, though. They like their corpses in Texas.
There's your.
How do you know that?
I don't know. Too many documentaries, probably. That'd be my best guess.
We all know the answer, Tom, but lay it on us anyway.
Definitely the Lone Star State. Paul all the way.
Damn straight. Tom, well done, brother.
Gorman in the morning. Coming right back. 92 KQRS. Streaming from 92KQRS.com. Gorman in the morning is back. 92 KQRS.
Wisconsin, Texas, and Florida. What the is going on over there? WTF.
Oh, dude.
A game we love to play. Today's game does come with a prize. We've got Heart tickets. They're playing the Grand Casino Hinckley on June 7th. And in a little while, in a few minutes, we're going to open up the phone lines. Don't call right now. Don't waste your time. We're not going to answer. This is how it works. WTF, Wisconsin, Texas, Florida. We share 3 stories. Today, Ryder's going to share 1 story from each state, I believe.
That's how I set it. We might, go rogue in the future, but that's how I did set it up today, just to keep things in line. And I do think, too, we'll just recap, since we've been doing this on Gorman in the morning, Steve has 1 win. Fletcher has 1 win. I have 0 wins, and I'm a little salty about it. So,
well,
there's still a lot of time.
Yeah.
So we're gonna play you. We'll hear for the first time. Ryder has set up 3 stories: 1 from Wisconsin, 1 from Texas, 1 from Florida. Fletcher and I will both weigh in on where we think these stories emanate, and then we will ask again in a few minutes to have some callers call in. The first person who calls in and gets 3 for 3 is going to pick up those Heart tickets. Does that all make sense?
Yep. Crack that code.
All right.
Heart at Grand Casino Hinckley. I mean, make a weekend out of it, or a couple days.
Go. All right, let's do it.
Okay, here we go. The first one, you will not There's so much potty language in this one. You guys have no idea.
Many explosive pieces of history that would otherwise be wiped away are tucked deep in the bowels of America's greatest museums. And the people who run them take a duty in preserving the past.
Oh, boy.
And that's why one man made it his lifelong mission to collect toilet seats.
Up until his death last year, Barney Smith rolled out more than 1,300. A piece of the Space Shuttle Challenger, $1 million, shredded into teeny tiny pieces. He even snagged a toilet seat from the palace of Saddam Hussein.
He never got tired of it, or he never got pooped.
This was already no ordinary art museum. And now, it will be a lasting tribute to one of most quirky characters.
Look, it's not the best museum in the world, but it's at least a solid number 2.
Jeez, so Pete.
And that is 50 seconds of a 2.5-minute report. The poop puns just keep on coming.
Man, they are rolling.
Okay, so that's your first one. Where is the Toilet Seat Museum?
Okay.
Here is the second story.
All right, new this morning, this woman right here lands behind bars after police say she was selling human bones online and at her store. 52-year-old Kimberly Scoper is accused of selling human bones listed for $850 through her business Wicked Wonderland and Facebook Marketplace. She was charged with the purchase and sale of human organs and tissue. She was released yesterday morning after posting a $7,500 bond.
Selling human bones.
Oh, okay.
We might get into some of the prices for that a little bit later.
Yeah. Find another business, man.
If I didn't know we were playing WTF, I'd say that's absolutely Michigan. So I got to do some thinking here.
And the last one, brewery runs out of beer.
Monday morning at newest brewery, and things much quieter than 48 hours ago.
It was everything we dreamed the place could be and thought it could be in a couple years. It was like that on weekend one, so it was outstanding. A great problem to have.
Just take a look at this picture from Friday. You can see a line stretched from inside Lion's Tail Brewery to the patio and out to the curb.
Yep. When did you realize that, no, this is maybe...
At about 3. The line started to grow.
Opening weekend was so successful here that hours into it, they realized they needed more beer. So they called in an extra shipment to be delivered Saturday. But after more success Saturday, they realized they had to close Sunday in order to recoup.
Let's be clear to everyone out there. We are not low on beer overall as a business. We were low on beer down here.
In Sharon Jordan.
Where might a brewery running out of beer make the evening news?
Oh, my God.
Good God.
Is it what you think it is, or is it a red herring? Who knows?
2 weeks ago when we did that, when we played, everything was so clear to me. I am completely baffled by all three of these.
Yeah, this is a good little batch here, Ryder.
Okay. So
All right, the non-regional diction is rampant, like it's impossible to pick up on anything.
All right.
And they're all bonkers.
We are smack dab in the middle of a game of Wisconsin, Texas, Florida. WTF. And Ryder's got that look on her face. She's rubbing her hands together.
Oh, dude,
I feel like you got a winner locked in already on the phones.
Yeah, Brian nailed it.
Wow. Brian.
Hey there, Brian.
Good morning, Brian.
Morning.
How you feeling, brother?
Great now.
All right, great now. All right.
So Brian has cracked the code. Stephen Fletcher, let's get your answers, and then Brian will let us know who's right.
Okay. So
first one, Toilet Seat Museum.
Okay, I'll go ahead and just jump all over this one. That to me just says Lone Star State. I got Texas.
I got Florida.
Brian,
what do we got?
It's Texas.
Nice.
Got a boy, Brian.
Okay, next one. Woman selling human bones.
I had this one in Texas. It's clearly not correct.
Oh, no. I'll explain it later, but by the process of elimination, this clearly has to be Florida.
Brian?
And he's right. It's Florida.
Boom.
Bam. Boy,
Yeah.
Fletch, this ain't your day, brother.
Doing the math, it looks like Steve's got another W.
At least I figured out that brewery running out of beer was in Wisconsin.
There you go.
Because that was tricky. Because it's like, well, this is so obvious. It's probably not. But then I went, no, it has to be.
Yeah, that's what it was. The brewery running out of beer. Brian, go ahead and complete the trifecta.
That would be Wisconsin.
That would be.
There you go.
That was my first thought too. We see it every year. per capita, more beer consumed in Wisconsin by its residents than anywhere else. I thought, I'm not going to overthink this one.
Yeah. I rarely get proud of our neighbors, but I definitely do when those stats come
absolutely.
out.
Connect with us on the KQ Talk and Text line. 651-989-ROCK. That's 651-989-ROCK. 92 KQRS.
We're going to play a little WTF. We call it Wisconsin, Texas, Florida.
Yes.
So I've found some stories. I'm going to play a little audio for everybody here, and then the job is you tell me if this story happened in Wisconsin, did it happen in Texas, or did it happen in Florida?
Quick question.
Yeah.
Is it one from each, or could they be from anywhere?
They could be from anywhere.
Okay.
Yeah. Mixing it up.
Mixing it up.
It's elevated the difficulty level.
It could easily be from one from each. It could easily be all three from the same. These are the chances we take here.
Yeah.
All right.
On WTF.
Like I said, at first we made sure it was one of each, but now as we've done it a few weeks, time to raise the difficulty level a little.
The first story we're going to get to, a little troubling incident. A boyfriend and girlfriend discussing their wedding. Possibly where they should get married, and then there's a little knife play, and then suddenly you have a stabbing.
That'll happen.
A woman is charged for stabbing her boyfriend over a wedding venue. 22-year-old Kaylee Branter is charged with first-degree reckless injury. The incident happened last Wednesday. Now, according to the criminal complaint, officers went to a home in for a domestic incident. A victim says he was stabbed in the neck by his girlfriend. He says they had a disagreement about possibly using their house as a wedding venue, and she attacked him without warning. She used a knife. Detectives say he had 4 injuries. The victim admitted to hitting Branter. Fox 6 reaching out to the victim today, but he said he did not want to talk to us about the case.
No, probably not.
Do we know if they went through with the marriage? Because I think that'll change my answer.
You think that's going to impact
We don't have that information available, I'm sorry to say.
Flying blind here.
Flying blind.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so somebody wanted to have the wedding at the house.
At the house.
I feel like somebody was trying to
cheap
kind
out?
of, yes, very much cheap out.
Limit the budget, yeah. And True Love responded with a knife.
That's right.
So there's one.
If he loved her, he would have booked the palace
See,
or
that's
whatever
what it is.
was.
That's exactly right.
All right.
Or that Airbnb private jet.
Forget the honeymoon. We're all about the venue for the wedding.
That's right.
Okay. So there's one. How about
stabbing over the wedding at the house?
How about number 2? A gentleman decided for whatever reason he needed to poison his nemesis. His nemesis turned out to not be who or what you may be expecting.
A mighty oak tree carrying the weight of history. Here for 600 years on a plot of land on Baylor Street in busy downtown. This is the Treaty Oak, so named because historians say treaties between Native American tribes and the were signed underneath its towering branches so long ago. But not so long ago, this tree nearly died. There was an outpouring of concern across and beyond for the tree that was suffering.
The people of responded, with outrage and love, and people came here and prayed and dropped off, the chicken soup and that sort of money. They left money, crystals.
Police arrested Paul Stedman Cullen.
It came out in trial that he was in love with his counselor at his methadone clinic. He drew a magic circle at the base of the tree, and it would put in something or his burned love or whatever. And so as that tree would die, so would his love or her die. And so it was like a magic ritual or some sort of spell or something like that.
That all makes tons of sense.
Poisoning the mighty oak tree.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. All because of his counselor at the methadone clinic was spurning his love, and he decided this would be helpful.
I'm still
Take it
stuck
out on the tree.
Yeah, I'm still stuck on people thought they could cure the tree by bringing chicken soup and crystals and cash.
You could cure me with those things anytime I'm sick. I mean, make no mistake about it. If I'm under the weather, bring me soup and cash every time.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just dumbfounded by
all
the
right,
whole thing.
all right. So that's 2.
Good Lord.
Okay.
So we've got the poisoning the oak tree. Now for our final story today, Wisconsin, Texas, or Florida. This is a good old standard. I always love these. A friendly woman doing her part to assist in law enforcement.
This woman is accused of pretending to be a police officer.
Police say she flashed a badge and gave a man a written traffic warning over a parking spot in a Walmart parking lot. Fox 35's Randy Hildreth is live in County. Randy, good evening. It turns out that the badge she had was real.
Yes, that badge was real, but they also say that badge was not hers. And tonight she faces multiple charges for her alleged actions.
Police say this woman, Alexis Rosati, was playing cop and got busted. It started after a customer parked in the courtesy law enforcement parking spot at the Walmart on Clyde Morris Boulevard. Police say she gave the customer a fake traffic warning written on notebook paper. They say she took it a step further by flashing a badge they now believe she swiped. Retired law enforcement say suspects accused of crimes like this are looking for power.
Individual thought she had some sort of authority, even though it was bestowed upon herself.
They say report the encounter to a real law enforcement official as soon as possible.
Even though it was bestowed upon herself. I love that guy's wording. I love when people get interviewed and they always use words they would never use in normal life.
Yeah, in a normal conversation.
Bestowed upon herself.
Yeah.
All right, so
she stole the badge because she wanted to use the law enforcement free parking spot at the Walmart.
Yes. And then when someone else took it, she wrote a parking ticket on a piece of notebook paper.
Hopefully
That's
it was
good
straight
stuff.
hole punch.
So you've got we got three stories. We got a woman pretending to be a cop, we got a man poisoning a tree, and we've got a bride to be stabbing her groom to be over the wedding venue conversation.
And we don't know if they got married or not.
We don't know.
Okay.
But there's your three stories. We want to hear from you. If anybody can guess accurately all three of these locations, then you will have Offspring tickets. The game is Wisconsin, Texas, Florida. We've already shared three stories with you, and we do believe we found someone who has cracked the code correctly. So we're gonna get your votes first, Ryder and Paul. I'm gonna see what you guys think these happened, and then our buddy Donald from St. Paul is gonna let us know what's really going on out there. So the first story that I shared a criminal complaint about a woman stabbing her fiance in the neck. Yikes. After an argument over where these two lovers should be betrothed, should be married. Ryder, where do you think that happened?
I believe in a thing called love, and I'm going to say they did get married, and that's only crazy enough to happen in Florida.
Wow. Okay. All right. Paul Fletcher, your thoughts?
I feel a small town vibe in this story and a silly sweetness, if you will. I'm going to go with Wisconsin.
Donald from St. Paul, what's the right answer, sir?
Wisconsin?
That's it. That's it. Bam.
Then I'm going to go with they didn't get married.
Then they did not get married. Yes,
Okay.
All right. We'll follow up with that one. All right, the second story. A man decided to poison a hearty, centuries-old oak tree, hoping to break the spell of cursed love. It was very bizarre.
Yeah.
Who's poisoning oak trees? What state are we in, Ryder?
I am going to say it's mostly because people thought the crystals were going to heal the tree. I'm going to go with Florida again.
Okay, Florida again.
Yeah.
I actually wrote down all three states at one point while trying to crack the code on this thing.
Okay.
But we're talking about healing an oak tree.
Mm-hmm.
It's bananas.
Yeah.
It's got to be Florida.
I am happy to tell you both. It's the Donald? Texas, the Lone Star State.
Oh.
Damn.
It's the first thing I wrote down. Always trust your gut.
Always trust your gut. And so,
especially a gut like mine.
Third story, we've got a woman pretending to be a law enforcement officer. She's not. She's a fake cop. What do you think, Ryder?
I'm just going for the Florida trifecta today, and I'm going to stick with it. So Florida on this last one.
Lean in.
I'm going Florida on that one as well.
Don, what do we got?
Florida.
There it is, Florida. We did use all three states. We did WTF in order. Wisconsin, Texas, Florida. You
Nice
like how
work.
I did that?
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
And you know
Very
what?
crafty.
By clarifying that it could be any combination, it threw me off. Otherwise, I would have definitely nailed it. So well played, sir.
Well, listen, that's how
Damn
that
it.
goes.
like losing.
Donald, you
Going
just
to
won
see the
Offspring
Offspring, bud.
tickets. That's fantastic. The
Awesome.
Offspring
Thank you.
at the Target Center, August 15th. Holy smokes. Way to keep it going, fellas. All right, Donald, thanks for calling in, brother. Congratulations.
Gorman in the morning. Coming right back. 92 KQRS. streaming from 92KQRS.com. Gorman in the Morning is back. 92KQRS.
Wisconsin, Texas, Florida, or as we call it, WTF, as in what the is going on in these places?
What the
This is Taylor's version. I'm sorry, this is Fletcher's version.
Close but different.
Close but different.
Quite
so
different.
You found 3 stories for us.
I have.
You're gonna we'll sample some clips from news, and then here's what we'll do. Ryder and I will both guess at where we think these are happening. Is this a story from Wisconsin or Texas or Florida?
Okay.
And then we'll see if we can strong arm a listener into joining in for the fun.
I like that. All right. You ready for number 1?
Let's roll.
There's a guy wearing a very special burglary suit in this one.
A burglary
Man is arrested after trying to break into someone's house. John Brown joining us live in studio tonight. So, John, this man had a unique outfit for this attempted burglary.
Yeah, or the lack thereof, right, Marley? So this man put in handcuffs wearing nothing but his birthday suit. Now, according to the arrest report and this video, a woman saw Hunter outside of her home completely naked trying to break into the house. The woman called 911 after she heard what appeared to be a knife trying to cut through the lock of her storm door.
Ooh.
County Sheriff's Office says that they went to conduct a welfare check at this man's house. They found his wife inside with the door locked. His wife says that Hunter was actively drinking and on medication, and she also had no idea he had left the house.
What's going on, bro?
I just came over to talk to you.
You're walking around the street naked.
Yes, I know. Why do you sit down?
The arrest report says there was significant damage to the victim's door. Now, Hunter was arrested on numerous charges, including attempted burglary and exposure of sexual organs.
Okay, so he left the house with no pants, but he had his knife.
Right.
Sounds like a fun weekend up north.
I love when the cops confront him. He's like, I know I'm naked. Why are you asking me this? Like, leave me alone. Gosh. Just trying to be naked. My goodness.
Just a minor detail.
I'm trying to be naked and break into somebody's home. That's all.
There's naked and afraid, and then there's naked and burglarizing. A whole different vibe.
Unfortunately, was charged with doing the research this time, so I had to watch the video.
There you go.
That is a hairy fella. I'll tell you that right now.
Fair enough. Year-long sweater.
So, like I said, a knife and a hairy naked just sounds like a weekend up north.
Yeah,
there we go.
Much. All right, number 2, we've got a guy who's driving while laughing, I guess you could say.
Okay.
Has made a bizarre discovery when he pulled a driver over in the Heights. That stop landed a local dentist in hot water with the law for a second time.
Yeah, Lennon Mia, a patrol supervisor with County Precinct, tried to pull over a vehicle for speeding yesterday afternoon near Ashland Street and West 19. Now, police say that driver ignored the lights and sirens for about a half mile before finally pulling over. And that's when the deputy found 107 canisters of nitrous oxide inside the man's vehicle.
Yes.
The deputy said that man admitted he had been huffing the gas while driving.
Sure he was.
That man is Christopher Michael Pedler. He was in probable cause court this morning. The 39-year-old charged with evading and possession of a volatile chemical. At the time of his arrest, Pedler was actually out on bond for a previous offense involving the use of nitrous oxide.
Well, I can tell you this. One way to find out where this happened was if we had the date of this arrest, you could then just see where Fish was that day.
Yeah.
Where the Fish concert was. Because my experience tells me when you got a dentist who knows who's got nitrous oxide tanks, they meet you in the parking lot and then you bring it backstage.
A little huffing.
Just saying.
Noted.
Yeah.
Oh, the 90s were a heady time.
I had no idea dentists even used laughing gas anymore.
Oh, yeah, that's still, 100%, yeah.
I had used nitrous many times before I knew you could get it at the dentist office.
Oh, jeez.
Just saying.
Is the statute of limitations up on that, man?
I hope so.
No, it's fine.
So.
Like I said, it was the 90s. We were all young and innocent back then.
Oh, boy.
All right.
Backstage at a Fish concert.
Last
all right,
one.
The last one, some pizza making people feel unexpectedly unwell.
County officials are warning people about pizza in that may have been contaminated with THC. Public Health County are urging people to throw out the pizza from pizza due to potential contamination. The pizza was served October 21st through the 24th. People who ate the pizza and are experiencing THC symptoms are asked to call their healthcare provider or call 911. Symptoms can include increased blood pressure, paranoia, hallucinations, along with other things. EMS alerted public health to the contamination after multiple people were taken to the hospital. Officials said the oil in the container used to make the pizza tested positive for THC.
All right, what do you guys got?
Oh, you freaking narcs.
Right?
All right.
It's just trying to eat some pizza. I mean, when you got people going to the hospital, though, it's probably maybe a bit too much THC mixed in with the pepperoni and cheese.
All right, so we got naked guy breaking into a house with a knife. We got the dentist pulled over having a great time with some nitrous oxide. Yep. And then we got the pizza contaminated with the THC. What states these happened? Was it Wisconsin? Was it Texas? Was it Florida? And apparently we have a caller who has nailed it already. Yeah. Is that what you're trying to tell me, Ryder?
I had a lot of very confused people dialing in on this one. So we got to give it up for Don from Wessington, Kentucky has got the code cracked. Hey, Don.
Don, good morning.
Hey. Good morning, Steve. How are you?
I'm good, brother. You're from Lexington, Kentucky.
Yeah, and working in Nashville, I used to bump into you a couple times at Nikki G's kitchen.
Wow. Oh, you're breaking my heart, man. Missed that kitchen. Boy.
Yeah, you and me both.
That was the spot downtown. All right, well, Don, apparently you've run the table here, so that's great. We're gonna play a little bit of these clips. Ryder and I have to guess ourselves, and then we'll see. Then you can tell us exactly how wrong we are. That's how we're gonna do this?
Fletcher, hit us with the recap. First one.
All right, the first one. You got the guy wearing his very special birthday suit while he's out working some burglaries.
I'm going. This time of year, it's got to be Florida.
This time of year, it's got to be Florida. Whereas I'm thinking it's got to be Texas. That just reeks of Lone Star State to me. Don, where are we at?
Oh, come on. The craziest people in the country live in Florida.
That's true.
Correct.
There we go.
Absolutely correct.
That's very true. All right.
Although these people were all kind of lunatics. I felt like this week was kind of hard. But second one, we've got the guy who's out driving around with nitrous oxide, having a laughing old time while he's driving.
A happy dentist, Ryder?
Mm-hmm.
If it's not beer in the car, then it's not Wisconsin. It's got to be Texas.
Dennis pulled over speeding on nitrous. I'm thinking, I hate to keep repeating myself. I'm going to say that is Texas, yes.
You're going with Texas Tech? Or wait.
I was wrong the first time I said it. I'm going back.
So all right.
Lay it on us, Don.
Where's that one?
Steve's got it, Texas.
Nice.
All right. A 1
Ryder's
for 1,
2
ladies
for 2.
and gentlemen.
You know what that means?
That means it's a done deal.
Some pizza laced with some THC, pepperoni and THC, the way everybody loves it. Where's that one at, Don?
Wisconsin.
There
and by
you
the way,
go.
you guys got to tell me where that place is when I come up to the show, so I can check it out.
We'll track it down for you. Don, congrats. You got tickets to see the Sex Pistols, my man. Were you already planning to be in the Twin Cities around that time, or are you coming up special for the gig?
I'm going to fly up special for the gig.
Right on. I love it, man.
Connect with us on the KQ Talk and Text line. 651-989-ROCK. That's 651-989-ROCK. 92 KQRS.
These are some people with some self-destructive tendencies. Wisconsin, Texas, Florida, WTF. We're going to give you stories. You're going to tell us the states these stories match up to. And this is Ryder's version, not Taylor's version. This is Ryder's version. So these are going to be especially delectable, tasty.
Yeah. We're kicking it up a notch, too, because we have Farm Aid tickets on the line. This show is no joke. So... These stories can be from any of those 3 states. Any combination of Wisconsin, Texas, or Florida. You could be all Florida. You could be 2 Wisconsin and a Texas. So be ready. Your first one is this lady who just can't keep her hands to herself.
A woman is in jail accused of exposing herself at An arrest report states 38-year-old Freedom Zobrist was asked to leave the property for trespassing. Employees say that's when Zobrist became verbally abusive and threatening. Zobrist then walked to the middle of the parking lot and pulled her pants down, exposing herself. It says Zobrist then attempted to grab an employee's and when he tried to stop her, she licked both sides of his face. Zobrist is facing multiple charges, including lewd and indecent exposure, battery, and assault.
She attempted to grab an employee's beep. That was great.
I mean,
I'm assuming that they meant French fry scoop.
Wow. All right.
That's licked his freaking face.
That's pretty strong. And I love that her name is Freedom.
Okay, so that could be from any of the 3 states. Here is your next one. This guy just trying to be prepared for the afterlife, I think.
New at 5:30, a local man facing charges tonight accused of stealing a truck filled with caskets.
Witnesses say the suspect tried running away.
These pictures from Highway Patrol show David Ayers being put in the back of a trooper's vehicle at MLK Parkway and Moncrief Road.
What's crazy is what was in the box truck.
This is what investigators say was inside the stolen box truck. Caskets.
It was just nuts. How are you going to go to jail for stealing a casket? What's wrong with you? Utterly nonsense, especially when it comes to stealing some caskets. I mean, come on.
The 39-year-old is charged with fleeing law enforcement, resisting without violence, and grand theft. Right now, I'm taking a look to see whether or not Ayers has any previous criminal history here in County. We're live this afternoon. Beth Russo, CBS 47 Action.
When she said, what's in the box truck, I'm thinking of like 7. What's in the box? What's in the box truck?
All right,
Good
and then your
Lord.
final one. This could be from any of the 3 states, Wisconsin, Texas, or Florida. It is like your Uber Karen who just doesn't want to have a good time with naked ladies.
What was supposed to be a family memory to be cherished forever has now been tainted by
boob, nipple, everything.
It was quite the photo bombshell shocker for Monica Davila.
We're trying to recreate memories, and having some chick's boob isn't, allowing us to do that.
As she was going through her vacation pictures from State Park Monday morning.
There it is, just fully exposed.
She noticed a smiling woman who had lifted her shirt to expose her breast.
I had no idea that was going on. This is a big deal.
Which is why she called police to file a report and also decided to share it on Facebook.
Let's make this go viral so that she can be embarrassed.
Hundreds of people so far have left comments on her Facebook post.
And I've had criticism on both sides. People are like, oh, who cares? It's just a boob. And I care.
She said, I care. Police were interested in following this through and would have an officer call her back. We'll keep you posted.
Sure they will have an officer
The nipple bomb heard around the world.
There's 2 things we've learned. Yes, we know you care, and no, she won't be ashamed.
No, she's not going to be
She already
ashamed.
lifted the shirt to photobomb your family. She doesn't care. You're just giving her free advertising. On the horn, who's apparently got the insight required. Jeff from Minneapolis. Jeff, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Glad to have you with us. Let's see where we're at, Ryder. Let's set this up and knock them down and get out of here.
First one up, naked dancer in the parking lot of a restaurant tries to grab one of the workers and the member and then licks both sides of his face. Steve, what do you got?
I got Texas. That sounds like the Lone Star State, if anything does to me.
Interesting.
Fletcher?
That sounds very Florida to me. It's lunacy at its finest.
Jeff, who nailed it?
It's going to be Florida.
Yes!
Come on!
Yes!
I bleeped out the name of the restaurant because I thought that would give it away. Bonus points if anyone can name that restaurant.
It's Florida Joe's.
Jack in the Box. I don't know.
Waffle House.
Oh, yeah. That would have probably given. Do they have Waffle House in Texas? No, I don't think they do.
No, man, that's boy.
Waffle House.
All right,
now
one
you're
for
making me.
Fletcher.
Now you're just really grinding my gears. I could go for some Waffle House right now.
Yeah, right.
Next one up. Somebody stole a box truck full of caskets. Utterly nonsensical.
I got Florida on that one. That's the one I went with. And you know what? Normally, you get one from every state, but I'm going to double down. I'm saying that is also Florida. Call me crazy.
Well, she warned us ahead of time that it could be any of the combinations this time. But
Fletcher,
when we're playing this game, I've come to the conclusion that when we have death involved and there's bodies and whatnot, it's Texas.
Jeff, what do we got?
Well, you know what? The state of Florida has to keep holding us up on this.
There's one for Steve.
All right, I got one. Man, Jeff Strong coming in for a double dose of Florida. All right, the final one.
The topless photo bomber who just ruined this lady's day, and I'm sure the police department is going to call her right back. What do you got?
I was going to say Wisconsin, but you know what? Screw it. I'm going to say we're going crazy. Florida, Florida, Florida. I'm saying that is also Florida.
You know what? I initially had Florida written down.
Okay.
I don't think we go Florida, though.
Okay.
I'm gonna go. You know what? I'm gonna stick to it. I'm gonna switch it up. Wisconsin.
What do we got, Jeff?
Sensibilities.
Well, here's the thing: is sometimes you don't mess with Texas, but sometimes you mess around in Texas.
Yeah.
There it is.
That's
all right,
Texas
Bobby.
One.
Dang
Florida,
it, Bobby.
Both
Florida,
wrong.
Florida, Texas.
Yes, but Jeff's the big winner. Going to Farm Aid, man.
Jeff, congrats, brother.
Thank you. The lineup that you guys were talking about this morning sounds phenomenal.
It's going to be great. I'm happy for you, sir. Thanks for calling in. Congrats.
Gorman in the Morning is also Gorman on the go. Get the 92 KQRS app and stream live or catch the Gorman in the Morning podcast anytime. 92 KQRS.